One of my favorite quotes has always been, "Courage doesn't mean you don't get afraid. Courage means you don't let fear stop you." Many people think that having fear is a negative thing, but it's only a negative thing when you let fear stop you from doing what you want. One fear that I've always had is a fear of dogs. Most people get this fear if they've been bitten by a dog or attacked by a dog, but for me, I've always just had this fear. Sometimes when I saw a dog coming, I would hide behind the person next to me, or sometimes I wouldn't even get out of the car if I knew there was a dog. But there's one time in particular when I realized just how afraid of dogs I was. When I was in 4th grade, my friend asked me to go sell candy bars with her for school in her neighborhood. So I decided I'd go with her. We went door to door asking for candy bars. She knew how afraid of dogs I was, so we came up with this system. We'd knock on the door, and if we heard a bark, I'd go stand on the sidewalk and wait till the next house. But if there wasn't, I'd stay there. But with one of these houses, we didn't have this luxury. The lady opened the door, and out came her little chihuahua. To most people, it just looked like a little yappy dog. But to me, it was a ginormous monster. When I saw this dog, what was my first instinct? To take off running. Now I look back and realize that was probably the worst thing I could have done. But back then, that was my first instinct. So I took off running down the street, every once in a while looking back to see if the dog was still there. And unfortunately, it was. I thought I was playing some type of game with him, but to me, this wasn't a game. So I ran as fast as I could back to my friend's house. As soon as I got to the door, I whipped it open, ran inside, and slammed the door behind me, with tears streaming down my face. At that moment, I was so scared and so embarrassed of what had just happened, and I knew I never wanted to let that fear stop me from doing what I wanted to do. Looking back, I realized I've gotten a lot better. Now I don't have to hide behind people. Every once in a while, my heart still pounds as the dog comes toward me, and I have moments. But I've gotten so much better because I did not let that fear stop me. So, courage is not about having fear, but it's about not letting that fear stop you from doing what you want.